Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video. And in today's video, I'm gonna give you guys some tips and tricks, or just some different ways to how to improve in Fortnite and just how to get better overall. And I think there is a few key things that you guys should know when it comes to getting better that's really gonna help you guys improve that much faster and just be able to drop more kills and also get more wins on a more consistent basis. And before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. If you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you need to do is to drop a like on this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on my notifications, and leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And as well, if you guys don't already, make sure you guys have me added and supported as a creator. It's super simple to do. All you need to do is go to the item shop, then just tap X and hit support a creator, and then type in my code. It's the same as my gamer tag. Just type in Young Humor and you will have me added and supported as a creator. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks and just really a guide on how to get better in this game. And to start off with this gameplay I have in the background, it is a 22 kill solo squad, and I've been playing so much more solo squads lately just because of this new update, and just because I have more HP per kill and just more mats total. I feel like I'm honestly going to be able to drop 20s on a much more consistent basis, and hopefully every single video I can at least have a 20 bomb, or at least an upper, in the very least have like an 18 or 19 kill gameplay. But as far as getting better, honestly getting better in Fortnite, it sounds like kind of a vague thing to say because there really is a lot of things to talk about when it comes to getting better at this game. That's why you can't just really say, how to get better at this game and then just have like kind of like just one tip that's really going to help you improve, because there is a lot of things in this game and a lot of different techniques and a lot of different things you guys should master when it comes to getting better at this game. And so I would say that there's like 4 or 5 really major things you guys need to improve if you guys want to get better at this game. And honestly, to start off with, I would think the first thing that you guys need to do if you want to get better at this game, or really just to get better at any game, is you kind of just have to be honest with yourself and see exactly what you're not good at. Because there's been a lot of things where I definitely knew that there was just some certain peaks, some certain shots, or even just some certain builds that I really knew I wasn't that good at and I needed to improve on. So I really think that's the first thing that you should start on, and the first way to start off is just trying to see and understand exactly what you're not good at, because you can't really improve at something if you really don't know what you're doing wrong. So that definitely has to be the first thing that you guys need to look at. And the easiest way to do this is, honestly, there's quite a few ways, but the easiest one you can do is just after you die in a game is just try to think exactly what you could have done that might have been better. And a lot of times it comes down to maybe if you missed an edit, like if you're trying to edit out of a box and if you would have made that edit, then you wouldn't have got screwed over and got shot from the multiple angles. And it could really be anything, to positioning, to just rotating badly, challenging a bad gunfight, and it really could be anything. But just trying to understand exactly what you're messing up at and exactly what you're doing wrong is going to be the first step to really getting really good at this game. But there is quite a few things that you guys need to get good at if you want to get very good at this game. And so I would say the few kind of components are, of course, building is going to be a huge part of it. You have to be a good builder in this game if you want to be very good at it. So building, of course, is something that you guys need to have down. So building, I would say a second one could be editing. But I really think building would come first, because if you want to be good at editing, then you're going to have to be good at building. The third thing that I would say is rotating, just knowing where, exactly where to go and exactly when you need to go to that area. And that could be anything from late game to even mid game when you're going for more kills. So that would be a third thing you guys need to work on. And maybe a fourth thing could just be decision making. And maybe if you feel like you're challenging bad gunfights, if you feel like you're not making the right plays. So decision making is definitely a huge thing in this game. And the fifth one that I would say, I feel like there's a lot of them that I could cover, but I would say the top 5, the last one that I would say, is just overall just aiming and accuracy, just being good with the weapons in this game, being good with the pump shotgun, being good with the AR. And I know there's a lot of bloom in this game, and the bloom really screws me over a lot of the times, but at least, you really want to be as accurate as possible. So the first thing that I mentioned was building, and honestly building is really simple to practice in this game because you have things like creative. You also have some building courses, some editing courses. So building really isn't too hard to improve on. You just happen to just hop in creative and then try to work on certain builds that you feel like you're not that good at. And it could be 90s, it could be doing 90s the opposite way. It could be going for the double ramp floor and wall. It could just be a lot of things, but just try to practice builds that you're not that very good at and the builds that you would normally choke in game. So that's that's honestly the best way that you can improve when it comes to the building aspect. And so the next thing that I was talking about was editing. And with editing, I really think finding a good editing course is going to be a huge part in improving on editing. And I really feel like that's the one thing that I really liked about this game, is when they added and created, they added the custom maps, so you can pretty much just find an editing course on whoever, because a lot of people have a lot of really good editing courses, so really it's not that hard to find. All you do is just look up editing course codes on YouTube or something like that, and then you can find quite a bit of editing courses, quite a few different things, and then practice the editing on that course. And a lot of the courses have kind of like a time frame where you can see, how fast you did it, and I think that's really important. If you want to look to improve, you can really see how fast you can go through the course, so maybe in like a week you can try to get a better score. And I'm not gonna lie, ever since doing quite a few editing courses, my editing has improved so much. I mean, I'm editing really quickly, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of my edits, I'm able to catch the players that I'm fighting off guard, and I really think that's just a huge thing that you guys need to work on, is just your editing speed. Because if you can edit quickly in this game, I guarantee you're gonna be getting so much more kills, because the kills are gonna be a lot easier. Because if you can edit really quickly on a player who's not even ready for it, it's gonna allow you to get a wide open shot and allow you to win that gunfight that much easier. So the third thing that I was talking about is rotating, and this could be a little bit more difficult just to kind of practice on, because it really isn't something that you can practice too much. It's just something that you have to be doing repeatedly in game to get good at. And for rotating, it could really be anything in late game, depending if you have any sort of movement. If you have gliders or launch pads, then maybe you might be able to rotate a little bit later, and maybe if you don't, then you want to rotate earlier. I talked about it a little bit in my last video. So rotating could be quite a bit of things, and for high kills, just having a good rotation for high kills is going to be crucial for getting them consistently. And mine would be obviously going to tilt the towers first, then I would usually hit Loot Lake or Dusty Divot right here, and then from this place I would normally go to either Salty or Retail. But in this gameplay here, I did land at Retail Row just because it was the first drop off the bus, and I was bound to find more people here than at Tilted Towers just because it was first drop off the bus, and Tilted Towers was kind of one of those later drops. And even if it was Tilted Towers, there's a chance that not as many people would have went to it, so that's why in this game I decided to go to Retail Row instead. And for the fourth thing that I mentioned at the beginning, is the fourth thing was decision making, and this can play a major factor, and one of the reasons why I feel like I'm able to dominate in this game, even early on when I really wasn't as good as building, and my accuracy wasn't the best. And even in this game, if you have one of the worst accuracy possible, maybe your building isn't even that good, or anything in between, if you have good decision making, you still have a pretty good chance at winning the game. And that could just be knowing when to challenge opponent, when not to challenge, and when to make the rotation. And there could be a lot of things to work on when it comes to good decision making, but the best way to practice decision making is just understanding exactly when you need to make a play on something, exactly when you need to back off, or maybe just a good play that you have in mind. So there's a lot of things when it comes to decision making. And for me personally, one tip that I like to give, and I think that's really important, is now since the increase of mats and just anything you can get mats pretty simply, honestly I only use wood for the most part. I mean, of course not every gunfight is going to be like this. For the most part, I only use wood when I want to rotate, or maybe just go to the next zone to build up to use a glider. But other than that, I'm pretty much only using brick or steel, and for the reason being is because steel in brick is a lot stronger than wood, and wood breaks so much easier. So if I'm using brick or steel, it's going to be a lot harder for other players to shoot me out, especially if I'm already on high ground. Because if I'm building up with steel, and pretty much unless they shoot it right away, if they wait a while, it's going to be very difficult for that person to break the brick structure or even the steel structure. So that's why I use brick and steel a lot more than I would use wood, because wood is super easy to break and it's easy to knock down. But after the brick and steel is already built, then it could be a little bit of a challenge, and even if someone's shooting you down, you have more than enough time to react to it, and you might be able to make a better play from it. And so the last thing that I mentioned at the beginning was aim and accuracy, and this is something that, it could take quite a bit of time to master. There really isn't just one really good tip for aiming, but of course there is a few things that you can do, like using aim assist for you guys who are on controller. But honestly, when it comes to aiming in Fortnite, it really can help if you lower your sensitivity, but you obviously don't want to lower it too low. Like if you're playing on like a 9.9, I really think that's too high, but of course some players it might be really good with it. I could be wrong. But for me, I like to run quite a bit of a lower sensitivity when it comes to aiming, the ADS sensitivity, and as well just my X and Y sensitivity. I really think that helps me improve with aim. So I would really just say aiming is just one of the things. There's not really like a clear cut and dry answer for just improving aim. It really just takes a lot of practice and a lot of getting used to when it comes to the weapons. and just how the recoil and bloom is. But with that being said, that's a wrap up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, hope you guys liked it, and if you guys could, drop a like in this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on my notifications to be notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.